I had a rough few days where it just felt like the entire universe was working against me. And you know what I'm talking about. You've all had those days too. Everybody does. I don't care who you are. And it just started off one of the days it was raining all day, enough that we couldn't do anything but sit in the tent pretty much the entire day. Well, towards the evening, I was thinking, I think I'm going to run into town and do a load of laundry because it's something I can do while it's raining. And the hill down here was actually fine. It wasn't raining super heavy, so the hill was like, okay, I can pass through there. Well, as soon as me and Brute got down there and hit the road, it just started downpouring. And for the couple hours we were doing laundry and running errands, it just kept downpouring. So by the time we got back up here, the hill was very iffy. I mean, water was running straight down it, and I'm like, well, we got to get back up there. Just gunned it up. Sure enough, hit about 3/4 of the way up. It was just sliding, so I started just backing down to try again, and I slid off the side of the hill and just got stuck there. It wasn't super bad, anything dangerous or nothing, but just got my tires off into the wet area where I was not getting myself out. So I said, you know what? We just hoofed it back up to the campsite, and then first thing in the morning called for a tow. It wasn't a big deal. It was an easy tow for them. They just had to pull me out a few feet out of a bad spot, but it was a waste of time and $100. So that was another thing I wanted to bring up. This time of year, as you're going into winter, it's not a bad idea to keep a few $100 cash on you because this time, they wanted 100 cash, and before one time I got in a ditch in a snowstorm in Illinois, and after they pulled me out, the guy's like, okay, so if we go back to the office and send you a bill, it's going to be $150. He said, or you can just give me 100 cash right now and we'll call it even. So if you got cash on you, you could potentially, if you do need a tow, save yourself a lot of money that way. So it doesn't hurt. Like I said, 200 or 300 bucks in your wallet at all times, especially in the winter. It's a good idea. But that happened. I was doing some work. The pull cord on the generator snapped on me, so I took it apart, the rewind assembly, and then when I went and replaced the cord, went to put it back on, but it turns out there's like a spring mechanism in there that was busted up too, so it wasn't working. So looking online, it's only like 15 bucks to replace that whole assembly, but it's going to be like a week before it shows up. So I stopped in the local hardware store. The cheapest generator they had was like 550 bucks. And I'm like, man, I just didn't want to invest in another generator knowing that this is a fairly easy fix. So I was like, I'm just going to have to just use a handsaw for whatever cuts I need in the next few days. And things like that are frustrating because this whole time while this is all happening, I'm not getting the cabin done, and I'm so close. I'm within a few days, few good working days of getting the thing closed in with the heat going in there. Um, and also when I was out driving the van, the tail light, I can tell when I was using the turn signal, it started going real fast, and that's usually to let you know that something's wrong with one of your turn signals. So when I pulled over, I got out and looked, and sure enough, the rear one wasn't working. Well, I've spent a couple hours trying to diagnose it. It's not the bulb. The bulb's okay. The fuse is fine. Looked at anywhere where there'd be wire problems or anything. Traced it back everywhere. Everything looks okay. The grounds are good. It's like the socket looks fine. It's like everything is perfect, but it still doesn't work right. The light, when you turn on the lights, like for running, is fine, but the blinker doesn't work when you'd use a turn signal. So and then I called the local service center to try to get in. They haven't returned my call. So, it's just a bunch of things kind of happening over the course of a couple days. It's just really gets you down. And I just want to talk about that because it's going to happen to you. And getting overly emotional about it doesn't help anything. Okay, you get frustrated and upset and angry or crying or whatever, it doesn't change anything. So it's best to just keep yourself calm and just work through it. And I found the best way for me to get over that is the very next day. When you've been on a losing streak, just look for an easy win. For me today, it was this little turnaround, this little loop-de-loop. It was overgrown with brush and that. Well, at the end of this week, the excavator's coming to work on the hill, which, of course, I was going to get stuck and needed a tow before he was coming to get the hill fixed in better working order. But we had talked when he stopped up here, and it was like, okay, we kind of need a turnaround area. And me too, like my vehicle's just a lone vehicle. I can pull in somewhere and just kind of back up and do a 3 or 5 point turn or whatever to turn around. But I really needed a good turnaround area, especially on, this is the first clearing, and then my campsite is further up on a different site. So I have one I'm working on there too, but initially first down the hill I needed one. And so this will be nice, because then when he does get the hill done, he can use his equipment. He can turn around here need be with his trucks. I can use it to turn around much easier than I've been. And when the hill's done, I'll be able to bring my trailer up here and be able to turn it around, because I was thinking, man, if I pull my trailer up here, even if I could get it up the hill, there's nowhere that would be easy to turn it around. I mean, like I said, just turning the truck or the van around is no big deal. But when you got an extra trailer attached to it and you got trees everywhere to work around, it's like I got to have a pull around area. So it was good. I just attacked this. I knew it was going to be something that was going to be a few hours of physical labor, but I also knew that there was not a whole lot that can go wrong. And that's what I mean by an easy victory. Is, I was kind of feeling down because everything was just bad, nothing's going right. Just pick an easy win and knock it out. That was what worked for me. And now looking at it, I do feel a lot better, because it's something I can visually see. Like, all right, this is an improvement. This is bringing me further towards my goals. And now it allows me, you can see the sun's about going down, but tomorrow I can get up and just start fresh with a new day. I feel better. Some positive things have happened today, and I can start my day all over again and get right back to it, what I needed to do.